We all have these goals, we all have these dreams and hopes of achieving them, like you said. Or we're all tired, we all have these lives, we all have like different things happening externally. It does significantly level out this playing field.
Welcome back to QR Coded. I'm Queen.
And I'm Raquel.
And we're so happy to have you here with us today, once again, for yet another episode. And today's episode is going to kind of be around the topic of kindness and shared humanity. I stumbled upon a quote, and then Raquel followed up with another quote, so we kind of have a 2-quote episode and both quotes are connected, so it's a good one, and we're excited to share it with you. But before we get into that, I just want to let you all know to please stick around to the very end of the episode for an important announcement regarding our plans for the rest of summer. Those of you who have kind of stuck around and watched every episode every week or every other week, you will want to hear this announcement. So that is for later. Right now, we're going to jump into the quotes. So, first quote is, "We exercise kindness in any moment when we recognize our shared humanity with all the hopes, dreams, joys, disappointments, vulnerability, and suffering that implies. Such simple but profound awareness levels the playing field. We are all humans doing the best we can." And our second quote, do you want to read it?
Sure. Our second quote is, "We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness." So let's talk about humanity and what it kind of means. So humanity is essentially like the human race. It's the quality of being a human. And you can more so pair it with like physical features. We can say that being human is to have 2 legs, 2 arms, something along those lines. But our quotes kind of go even a step further than that and show that there is even more to it when you incorporate emotions into humanity. You can further show that we kind of all have this shared aspect. Despite our physical features, we actually may be more emotionally connected than we think.
When we were planning this, Raquel had like typed up her notes on that, and then I had just finished. So last night, this is kind of like side track a little bit, but also like
not really
very much connected.
Yeah.
I finished watching Manifest last night, and I was drowning in my own tears. You finished it a couple days ago?
Yeah.
Oh, you were also drowning in your own tears.
I was bawling. Yeah.
And so I was thinking about like this phrase that is recurring in the show, and it's "we're all connected," or "it's all connected." And if you know, you know. If you don't know, watch it.
Go watch the
show. It's so good. But like, it's funny because there's kind of like this theme that I took away from the end of the series as I was wiping away all my tears, was kind of, no matter how different we all are, we're all kind of connected. We all share this aspect of humanity that consists of hopes, dreams, joys, disappointments, vulnerability, success, failure, all of these things that make us human. And, you know, within that, our experiences are different, but the vessel is kind of the same. The vessels are hopes, dreams, failures, you know, all of these things that we all experience that make us human. They just kind of show up in our lives in different forms. And I was thinking about how, like, recognizing that is what reminds us to be kind to others and to exercise kindness. Ever since we were little, we would hear these phrases, like in kindergarten, saying like, "Oh, like treat others the way you want to be treated," or "be kind because you don't know what the other person is going through." Well, that's funny because it's like we know what the other person is going through, but we don't know what the other person is going through. Like, I know that you experience pain, you experience loss, you experience success and happiness, but like, I don't know what those things are maybe
for you.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we might know them for each other.
Yeah.
But when talking about like the rest of the world and the rest of
a random person you come across,
the people that we come in contact with, we don't really know exactly what they are deliberately going through. You can only just kind of have this understanding, have this shared connection and idea that like they also go through things like I go through things. Now, this ties into my portion of thinking that we're not saying that we're all completely the same. And there's a reason why we're not the same. There's a reason why I'm me. There's a reason why you're you. There's a reason why Queen's Queen. You know, there's a reason I'm sassy, and there's a reason why Queen's witty.
Oh, thank you.
I love how she didn't even say that I'm not sassy.
You're sassy. I have my moments.
I'm just kidding. I know I'm sassy. So that's why I'm saying it. Anyway, but think about it. If one was more understanding and more empathetic towards the other, recognizing that we're all just trying to make it, we all have these goals, we all have these dreams and hopes of achieving them, like you said, or we're all tired, we all have these lives, we all have like different things happening externally, it does significantly level out this playing field. Conflicts could be avoided if people just thought less and allowed themselves to feel more.
Which kind of seems or sounds a little bit counterproductive, or like goes against what I feel like society communicates these days. And it's like, lead with your mind, not with your heart. There's so much about like putting up this strong like exterior that so that you don't get hurt.
Yeah.
So that you don't show your vulnerable side, which leads to you getting hurt. But this is kind of making me think the opposite, like lead with your heart and then with your mind.
I mean, if you lead with your heart the right way, then maybe you can lead with your mind even better.
That's well said.
Right?
Well said, yeah.
Because if you're just leading with your heart completely, then I can see how that can come off as more vulnerable. You're coming off as naive even. Yeah. Look at that. But when you're consciously just recognizing and leading with your heart a little bit and being a little bit of empathetic, it can completely change the words that come out of your mouth, the actions that you're doing that come from your mind.
Yep.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking about forgiveness
and conflict.
And you were asking this question. We were talking about it, and I don't know. It was your question, so I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So my question was: does this help you forgive people? Does recognizing that one's life is just as complex as yours make it easier to forgive?
Yeah, I was wondering the same too. After kind of you asked that, I was thinking like, okay, so now let's think about within relationships, and what do you do if someone has hurt you or wronged you? How do you forgive them or show them kindness in that situation? Like, if I'm just talking about like an acquaintance that I come across or I run into or I work with every day, it's easy for me to like, I wouldn't, maybe easy is an overstatement, but like it's easier for me to just understand, like, let me treat them with kindness because maybe they are experiencing but maybe they are experiencing some type of struggle or obstacle, or you don't know what they're going through right now,
right? And
so I'm going to default to kindness because I could be going through something that they're going through, and they're probably going through something that I've been through before, and you don't know. The thing is, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't know. But then when we're thinking about relationships and if someone has hurt you or wronged you, how do you forgive them or show them kindness, right? Like, it's harder to find that shared humanity when you have been hurt or you have been betrayed by someone. So I was thinking about, like, what really is kindness? And Mayo Clinic defines kindness as it's something that's more than behavior. The art of kindness means harboring a spirit of helpfulness as well as being generous and considerate, and doing so without expecting anything in return. Kindness is a quality of being. The act of giving kindness often is simple, free, positive, and healthy. So kindness kind of stems from humanity or the human nature. So if we go back to our original questions, you asked, does this help you to forgive people? Does recognizing that one's life is just as complex as yours make it easier to forgive? And then kind of followed that up with, like, how do you forgive them or choose to show them kindness? So what do you think?
I mean, I'd like to think yes. I'd like to think that leveling with someone can help. But if it's one-sided and I'm the only one who's being mature enough to do the leveling, then it's not going to work. You know, I feel as though that those that struggle to remind themselves, those that struggle to do the leveling, are probably the ones who are bullying. They're probably the bullies themselves, and they're the ones causing harm and wronging you to begin with. Because if I'm understanding and leveling that someone could be going through something, or someone is just simply being, I probably won't say the wrong thing. I probably won't disrespect them. I probably won't like lose their trust. Why would I want to do that? You know, but it makes sense thinking about how the person doing the bullying isn't able to do that.
Yeah.
But it takes...
That's why that happens.
Yeah, that's why that happens. But it takes a long time to kind of just realize that. Because in the moment, you're upset, you're frustrated, you're hurt, and you're having a hard time just leveling to begin with. So it's a process, to say the least.
So and when you know that, and despite that, when you choose to be kind, I think that's true kindness, when you can exercise it, even though it's not being reciprocated and it's not being returned to you. Because if you think about it, if everyone was able to process that and recognize that 24/7, that like we all know everyone is going through things, so we're just gonna tiptoe around each other and just always be kind and say the right thing all the time, there would never be any conflict.
That's true.
In life.
Yeah.
Kindness wouldn't be a thing because that would just be the default.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is that like you need the absence of kindness for kindness
to exist.
Yeah. Yeah. Those that can't see the shared humanity, like you just hope and pray that like they'll learn and be more kind and gentle with the next person they encounter if they couldn't be that with you. You hope that, you know, they are able to recognize that, and when they experience the absence of kindness, they're able to project that because they've learned what it's like to be on the opposite end of things. And you just hope that that's what happens, but that's not always the case, and that's why there's conflict, and conflict is inevitable in life. And you hope that because we all share these things and we share these aspects of humanity, we can find kindness within our hearts and project that onto others. And that's how we also learn from each other as well.
Yeah. Something that just kind of came to my mind right now is thinking about how kind of divided the world is, which is okay. That makes life more fun, if you will. But generally speaking, like people have different attributes, like if it's religion, if it's race, if it's all those kinds of things, right? They kind of are associate themselves with different things. So it's hard to kind of find a one shared aspect among everybody. But our goal and our whole conversation today is kind of just to remind you that there's something so simple that we all share together, and it's just like being a human and being kind to one another and just having this like shared level of humanity. And what does that really mean? And
that we can connect despite all of our different identities.
At the end of the day,
and the groups we belong to, and it's cool.
It's actually cool. Really like nice to think about, because
it's a good feeling.
I feel like not everyone thinks about that on a daily basis as much as they should.
You overlook it, you take it for granted. When we experience kindness from others, it's something that we kind of maybe overlook sometimes, or we take it for granted. And it's so important to like lead your life with like, how can I be kind to others, and how can I show kindness in different ways. And not even just to strangers, to like, because my mind automatically goes to like, be kind to others, be kind to strangers, like you know, but it's like, what about just being kind to people in our day-to-day life, like our people in our lives,
Yeah.
like your friends and family. Like, imagine if we just woke up and we're like, I'm going to be a little bit more kind today.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm going to let kindness lead. And like, how much of a difference would that make in our day-to-day?
A huge one.
Yeah.
And mine.
Yeah, because like, I don't remember last time I woke up and I was like, I need to be more kind.
Yeah.
Because everyone can be more kind.
Yeah.
As much of as a nice person you are,
Mm-hmm.
like, you can be more kind.
Mm-hmm.
I can be more kind.
Yeah.
Everyone could.
Even in like a text message too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something so simple, like a quick like short like text about like, hey, I'm on my way, or something like that. Even like just something like short. I'm thinking like you can even change
that.
I'm getting very passionate.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. You can just change the way that you articulate. Even though a text is not so easy to just get the message across, I feel like, because that can easily come off a certain way that you didn't mean it to, but still like
you can like rephrase something
your
super
gestures,
simple, even as
like,
simple as a text message,
yeah,
to like be more kind. Yeah. Well, to wrap up our chat about kindness and humanity, let's review the quotes. The first quote was, "We exercise kindness in any moment when we recognize our shared humanity, with all the hopes, dreams, joys, disappointments, vulnerability, and suffering that implies. Such simple but profound awareness levels the playing field. We are all humans doing the best we can."
Our second quote was, "We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Remember, to be kind is to be human. The world needs a little more kindness." We wanted to let you all know that this episode is going to be our last one for a while. We're going to be taking a short break from releasing new episodes because Queen is going to be gone for about a month. Taking a well-deserved break. But we are taking this opportunity to revamp and come back towards the end of the summer with more improved content and exciting updates. We've already started planning and things are in the works. So we really thank you for being here and tuning in and sticking around. And use this short break for yourselves to get caught up on all of our previous episodes that you may have missed.
Yeah, we'd also love to hear your suggestions for general topics you'd like to hear us discuss that we haven't already discussed, or maybe something that like we could kind of dissect even more if we've started talking about it. So don't hesitate to send them over in our DMs. Like, we are all for hearing suggestions. And as Raquel said, like, we're already planning some cool stuff for when we come back towards the end of the summer. So it's not a very long break. It's a short break because I physically will not be here.
Yeah.
But
it worked out.
But it worked out, and we're using it to be productive about like what's our next step to bring some fun and improved content into the picture. So
they're going to be nice, fun, cool changes.
Yes, yeah. I think you guys will enjoy it, and we're excited for it. So again, as Raquel said, use this time to get caught up if you've missed any episodes.
Yes.
And stay tuned for what's to come. I'm really excited. You want to wrap up, or should I wrap up?
You can wrap up.
Should I wrap up? Okay, well, that's all we got time for today. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we will see you later this summer. I'm Queen.
I'm Raquel.
And this is QR Coded.